Nice, beautiful day. Go ahead and take this bad boy out. What's going on, guys? This is John of Johnny GT coming back for another video. Happy Memorial Day. It's a little hot out, so I got my cool seats on, my air conditioning's on, so I'm living in luxury right now. So for today's video, guys, I want to actually talk about radars. I have a Passport 9500 GPS powered radar. I'm not going to get into my radar in too much detail. This video is more for me to help anybody that's considering getting a radar. You know, as my friends were getting older and we were getting into performance cars, you know, some of us got radars, some of us didn't. Actually, believe it or not, it was a conversation we always had, like, is a radar worth it? Is it right for me? So that's the question today. Is a radar right for me, or in this case, you? So I have a radar. It's made a lot of sense for me. It's been a good investment for me. So let me first off start by saying a radar is a layer of protection, essentially. It is not a ticket to go drive like an utter asshole and do whatever you want. You're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble if you think you're just going to get yourself a radar. Most likely you're young guys, you're probably not going to be able to afford the best of the radars either, so you want to have like a radar. So you have to look at a radar as a layer of protection. You know, and second of all, I don't condone personally a-hole driving. You know, I fall guilty of. I'm a hypocrite. That's what we all are. I'm not getting that either. But, you know, if you're watching car channels or my channel, you're probably a spirited driver. You know, whether you're keeping up with traffic, you like to have a little fun, some acceleration, yada yada. So let's talk about how a radar can get you in trouble and why some of my friends don't have radars. So some of my friends, actually, let's pause for a second here. AC on, it still does it. Sorry. So some of my friends don't have radar detectors because they actually drive worse. They speed more, they're more aggressive, and they put themselves in a more predicament to get pulled over. A lot of cops, they're very aware that radars are out there, and a cop that knows what he's doing, or certain townships, they know how to position their vehicles to essentially catch you. Now, you know, for example, there is a township by my parents' house that, I don't know why, because they're a very small township, but it's always a small township that have, like, I don't know, they shouldn't be buying things they should, but they have a radar system set up that it legitimately doesn't kick on until you're in front of them. So like, you'll be driving, and this is with all the radars I've ever had, like including my 9500, which is a pretty good radar. You're driving and all of a sudden you see the cop, and the same second you see the cop, your radar's going off. So, you know, I've actually had family members get ticketed on that street, even though after I warned them, I said, listen, just because you have a radar doesn't mean they're not going to catch you. This particular township will catch you, and once they see the radar, you're screwed. So if you think you're going to drive worse, I wouldn't recommend a radar for you, because a lot of arguments people have against radars is when a cop does pull you over and he does see a radar detector, he's that much more inclined to give you a ticket or be a little more pissed off with you. So now, in my particular situation, now I'm going to talk about me and why I chose a radar. Now, I was never, in my opinion, a crazy driver. You know, especially when I was young, I was a little more spirited. I definitely had my fair shares of getting pulled over for essentially speeding. And I realized that because I was a young male in a sports car, my first car was a 3000 GT, and I wasn't like a crazy driver, but when a cop pulls you over, you're 18, 19 years old in a sportier vehicle, you're going to get ticketed. So, you know, when people presented the argument to me that, well, they're going to ticket you when they see a radar, I quickly realized, well, they're going to ticket me anyway. So that's my experience. Now, if you have the experience where you know, you get pulled over once in a while and the cops are pretty easy on you, well then I wouldn't suggest a radar as a good investment for you, because if they do pull you over, the statistics and likelihood of them giving you a ticket once they see that radar are that much greater. But the reason why you don't want to treat a radar, and radars sometimes do work very, very well. I picked up cops literally miles away. I probably could have been doing $150. But here's what you got to keep in mind. When you are going excessively fast, and even if your radar does pick up the cop in some decent time, well, now you're going to be slamming your brakes on, and the cop's still going to clock you at a higher rate than the posted speed limit while noticing that your brakes are being locked up and you're still speeding. So that's something you need to be careful when you're looking into getting a radar. It's essentially what I'm getting at. I don't think you can just go race around town with a radar. Even the best out there, you're going to have a lot of problems. And keep in mind, there's plus and minuses to everything, and the plus that you gotta keep in mind for radar is it should increase your chances of not getting pulled over, but when you do get pulled over, it's going to increase the chance of you getting a ticket or tickets. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, with that being said, I'll be honest with you guys, I've never gotten a ticket since my radar. Actually, the last ticket I got was when I had my Passport S2 Solo radar, which is a wireless radar. It was my first radar, actually. And I left it in my friend's car. He wanted to test it out. We were out in his 350Z. This was forever ago. And I left it in there. And the very next day, I got stuck behind a soccer mom. And we got onto a highway. It was a 2-lane highway that was merging. So I real quickly got in the right lane, zoomed past her. This is at night. And as I'm getting around her, I see this car pull out of nowhere and start riding the pullover lane, flying. I'm like, automatically I knew. I was like, I'm getting pulled over. And surely enough, it was an SUV cop car, and he pulled me right over. And that was probably the last time I want to say I got a ticket with, and I didn't have my radar on me. But that's also because I treat, I don't want to give too much credit to my radar. It's a great radar. But I have to give a lot of credit to that I treat my radar as a layer of protection. I know the roads that I'm on. I know how the cops are. And I know what township's weird. I mean, you got to know where you are. Every township is different than other townships. Even highways. The New Jersey State Police, I feel like they're different depending on which highway you're on. For example, the Atlantic City Expressway, they're not that bad. I mean, on top of they're not that bad. I mean, people haul, so you're probably not going to be the fastest person. There's probably going to be somebody going fast, which is what you want. You want somebody ahead of you. So, going back to the topic here, you need to figure out if a radar is right for you. And if, you're a young guy and you just think you're going to get a radar and just do whatever you want and that thing's going to be there for you, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. But if you like the idea of having what I like to say, a layer of protection, something to help you out, that's keeping an eye out for you essentially while you're driving, let's say spiritedly, it's a pretty good investment. But once again, this all depends on who you are, where you are, your past experiences and stuff like that. Because like I said, I have friends that are just better off on a radar. They drive slower, they're not driving as aggressive, they're not driving as fast, and they've had good experiences getting pulled over where the cops are very lenient on them. Where in my situation, and I wasn't driving anything insane, I just think back on, a young male in a sports car, I think is what it comes down to. I got ticketed. I mean, and the cops, for the most part, were respectful and they understand. I had a cop handing me a ticket one time while basically, essentially saying to me, listen, you got a fun car, I get why you want to have some fun with it, but, this is what happens when you play the game, essentially. Now, granted, I don't want you guys thinking like I'm this maniac, like I haven't had a ticket in years. I've always liked sports cars, so I've had them since a very young age. But, those are the things you need to ask yourself, guys. What's your past experiences? Where do you live? How are the cops there? Obviously, is a radar legal where you live? Because in our states, the radar isn't legal. If you live in, Virginia, I feel bad for you, because I never hear anything great about that state. You can't have a radar. They threw a guy in jail that was a journalist testing, Camaro ZL1 for hitting, 80. I'm not saying he should have did it per se, but it seems excessive in my opinion. So, once again, those are the questions you guys need to ask yourself. Are you going to treat the radar like a layer of protection? Where do you live? What are your past experiences that would make you want a radar? Do you get ticketed anyway? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. So for me, it's been a good investment. It saved me it's definitely saved me money, because at least in New Jersey, you essentially really do have to go to court. Otherwise your insurance starts going up a lot. You have to go to court and fight it. Every time you go to fight it, they'll work with you, but it's going to cost you. So when I was a young guy, people probably don't know, is I worked for everything I did. I worked for that 3000 GT that I got. I worked to maintain it. I have friends on mechanics, thank God, but back then I used to pay mechanics to fix my car, and it was very expensive. But every time I got pulled over, essentially it was $1,000. So it wasn't very fun. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for my video. I hope it was helpful, and I hope this make up your mind on, if a radar's right for you or not. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment boxes below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And enjoy all the barbecuing I hope you guys are doing, and the not as nice weather. Alright guys, take it easy. I'm out.